through, like,
yeah,
in between.
with all the smoke and all the ice. And obviously,
Ezreal is right on the edge right here, starting to push in, but it's the ankle hole from Nova that will be able to pick up the kill.
Potentially a bit of a smoke. Yes, he's going to see if he can put the pressure on, but Nova locks the door and makes sure nobody gets close. No! Dropped in the trade, and behind the bar, they're going to see if they can get a quick stick. They have no choice! They've left it behind. Yas is going for a bit of a cover. C4 locks off Coated, and SANDBOX, in the meantime, gets the pick up, and the slip away happens past Katsang. Hello, says Nova, and goodbye to Yas. That slip away from each other, still unaware. Harper is going to swing around the corner, and Rin locks it off.
They're very well aware now of his current position as Yas sneaks through. Going to be, I believe that was below.
Oh, there's another spray through. Yas with the double kill just leaves Nova, but he's got someone holding this push on the far side. And with the stun, couldn't quite get the connect. Clears one, finds a Nook with the knife and takes the second fight. Shile gets the third! Up the back stairs, shines in astronomy, and now it is just Coated left. 30 selfie, so finds a root round and a little bit of health, but it won't save you from that.
The headshot from Static happening as they're going very aggressive here into the side. Harper gets the first, but the plant's going down in the meantime as they do find a response.
Covering and blowing through it, NV Taylor gets find their way into Vault. It's behind the door. They get a little bit of a crossfire, but Nova locks it off. That is 2. This is a quick round, and I said Nova had got a crosswatch from the other side of the door, and that's going to be the chance of the reveal. And there it is, revealed and dropped, swing round. Flashes over the bot, there's the pack, there is the corner, and there's the drop. But look at that! The double over the top. Woogie Man from the bedroom gets one more. Giles gonna find the fight instantly. The pings and he gets it. A very important take, and suddenly it is just Coated on the back line. A clutch player many times before, but no canisters. He gets dropped on the first spray. And suddenly it's a little bit back and forth, but it's all coming up red, but no diffuser. You gotta pick it up. You gotta run it to the side and hold F, but Katsang keeps it locked down, and it's a huge clutch by Katsang. That's a slip through the fingers on the call. It's going to work entirely against SANDBOX. Another one falls, and damn one. Staircase is closed, and there's at least one, but that is no more time, no more lives, and
SANDBOX have been the team that's been playing around these bans. The Jaeger, and now the Aruni.
I mean, they did lose a round towards the Surya gate. Rin is in a crucial position here. He needs to get this very first kill. The pre-fire fails to come through, but the plant in the meantime is going.
They had to pull off the plant, but they're going to see if they can swing for the fight. No! A lack of a connection. They still have the body underneath through, and they still have a backline, but it's the fight in the courtyard that goes away from them. Rin with one more! Finally put out of the misery, but the triple kill is more than enough to secure the down.
However, it's a 2-on-4 situation. Coda wants to go in with that diffuser, but it gets dropped by Shal. They went for a bit of a rotate, find the cover that allows him to continue pushing on as the timer runs out, and Rin gets the very final kill. It is DK.
Yet again, no one's caught by the Lion.
Ball is now. It's a double kill for Rin! That is going to be the 13th.
What happens on the back line? NV Taylor doesn't have a strict route, but they just took a very important take. However, a repositioning on the plant, and Shael trying to find the ping, but they have long since moved. They are around the corner, but the trade pulse comes through, and the spray goes its Rin's way. 3 more for the 1,000. The pings are coming up across the board. The 2 on the stairs, and NV Taylor at least finds 1, and there's another trade out, but it's on opposite sides. And Rin is dangerous as they try and find one more fight, and it's 1 more kill, 2 more Rin, 1 more Rin! 1 more Rin!
Effective as the ADS is still in place. It's going to be the crossfire coming through. Rin will swing, but it's Yas that gets the kill instead.
To the side. NV Taylor can't quite find the purchase on the door, and the fight is against them. Katsang, the man who clutched out the 3 versus 3, but there's only 10 seconds. They've got to see if they can drive themselves into the final 2 remaining players. Coated and Katsang, they're still holding back. The diffuser's been picked back up. He's ready for the swing. He gets the double kill, and it is now Damwon Kia who are progressing to the semi-finals. They are the first Korean team to make
0.17. Prano's had a standout tournament. He's been absolutely fantastic. We've seen him doing everything that Rogue needs and more.
Alamau versus Aces. It's all coming up Alamau.
It's going to be a big battle as this one fortunate for Leon. Flashbang comes back off the side of the hatch. Lagonis finds Leon 2v2. They're doing it, Des. Levy manages to find Rips. It's all up to Prano. The man of the moment shut down by Lagonis. He has a second to spare. Des, this is in a major quarter final.
Cable, whatever you may choose to call it at home, itself was a small mistake. to then ignore him and not look to drone him out is a risk that Rogue opted to take. They thought, hey, we can ignore what's going on out towards red stairs, out towards that side of the map by going up white. They didn't have a flank drone down, apparently, to catch him on the run through. And that's the kind of thing that
will... It's going to be an opener for Levy onto Leon. They know where they are, Des. Every single one of them, this information.
So why not use this as kind of a unofficial tack pause? Have a conversation, because 3 rounds have now gone against them. 3 times they've been stung by what feels like silly little mentality would just come in at breakneck speed, kill the one person holding site or a particular room, and Team One would then be kind of left flailing and wondering...
Time to get this diffuser down. As it happens, he will. Alamo gets one and absolutely...
way in. The door is smoked off. You've got to move now, boys, and they're down with the diffuser. 2 are down on the deck, and Rogue lose to the clock.
And they need to come out and obviously replicate or better what Team One have done effectively. 5-1 will see them go into overtime. 6-0 on this half would see them take it immediately.
Very disruptive start, I think, and Team One, this is where they'll have that conversation of, right, how do we control the push up from there? Gets tagged, Ace is finding Levy, rips the closer, Rogue find...
Leading to corridor, single door, and that just completely halted any progress that could be made from inside a site. As you say, Leon, he's rotating all the way upstairs, he can't get there in time, diffuser goes down, and then down using the vertical, but this cover from KDS, absolutely essential.
It's one of those, you look at one of these rounds where, again, a forward style hold that we saw coming out of Team One. It's a little bit more reserved, but it's still another entry. Ace is absolutely on fire. He's found 2 in the round before finally being shut down.
It's a different story. 4 versus 1 now. Rogue finish it off, and we are going to overtime. I feel like it's quite important for Rogue to win this map, because they head into Oregon next. Team One are a good side on Oregon, and it's not going to be easy for Rogue to find anything there. If they lose this last round, then it's sort of, that could be critical. That could be seriously dangerous for them. So Rogue, they need to lock it down on the defense. This could be Rogue. It's a matter of seconds here for Neskin, and shut down in a huge round from Leon
Valuable in multiple ways. I think here when attacking downstairs, especially with the number of hatches, Capital can be very, very valuable when it comes
Just
to...
battling with aces is Levi, and Leon are going to trade out. Alamo gets a kill onto Prano.
Push to come through. They sort of need Crying back on site. Rips finds one back, but site control conceded entirely.
From every side, Des. One at pillars, one there inside a site. What a crossfire, absolute scan as well, potentially providing a bit of information if the defenders move. Prano, he's ready, locked and loaded. It could be turned around now then. That's an easy one as Leon gets sprayed down, but the cover is there from Crying. Beautifully stepping out.
With a slither of HP, it's going to be a swing. Crying, finding the closing kill, and Rogue
once again, it's back and forth. Neskin manages to collect the diffuser. 2 versus 1 now, Des. I've no idea how Team One are doing it, but they continue fighting. Neskin, he's going to get this diffuser down. Can he make the trade? He cannot! Prano gets there just in time.
Pulling up behind Neskin here. This should be a freebie coming in. Yes, it is. Alamo, the last one left alive, will find Aces. It's a bit of a...
Alamo trying to do something, and it's going to have to be extra special. That's a nice first kill onto Crying, but look at the crossfire he's moving into, including a shotgun. Tries to take the peak. The pressure is going to start mounting now as the kill comes in. KDS gets 1, but Crying onto Levy. Alamo finds Crying in a trade and a second.
For them, Neskin holding close, goes to the swing around, finds, rips his head. Team One
just thrown back by a nade. Will find a kill onto Neskin at the bottom of white stairs. KDS trades it out, put on this side once again. And as I said, they've now come in with a new focus to get that diffuser down. And that's it.
About that. KDS has got a lot to do, tries to find the man, but rips, lands the kill first, of course, onto a lot. How that played out last time. Maybe they'll try a repeat of this site, I don't know, but things are going from bad to worse. Rogue on course for another flawless round.
As you say, Neskin's been left alone this time, so he'll be able to come up that white stairs flank, and like you say, messy is exactly the word here. Des kills just raining in, back and forward, but they can push forward into the semi-final, into the 6th Invitational, and there is the kill. Crying does the job for them. Rogue with an...
Just to make sure that with whatever hard breach utility they have, those hatches will be opened up, and
the smokes are keeping him going. He is wasting so much time, and he finds one more. Can he make it 3? He does! If they can cause some damage, there's nowhere to go but down. And Lems go and see what happens on the swing on open. It's up and it's a go, but the first, it doesn't quite connect in BDS's way. It's locked by Cyber. Gets the double and they now get the plant, but it's a third for Cyber. Is he going for the fourth? He knows they are there, but they get some revenge. Rafal, though, is all that is left in the small box, and FaZe just wants to take over the land and the territory. Now as the fights start to break out, it's a trade either side of Shaiko and Cyber like it up. Brede and Rafal at the timer. They've got to try and drive through, and suddenly it's a 2 versus 1, and then it gets locked off by Renshiro. Had his angle, timer ticks over, cannot get the connection he wants, and FaZe lock it out.
A lot of damage is being done yet once again, but the entry seems to be there with cameraman going down, but BDS is striking back. It's going to be the second. Might get full flashed as a result. Yes, he does, but Brede tries to go for the cover as it gets taken out.
Oh, Cyber is the man of the moment. Audio, but as he starts to drive away, Rafal, well, he doesn't need a drone, but he might need fight around the bottom of green. It's a wide swing that goes cameraman's way, and with them finally opening up the door, they down and secured. Brede's going to try and hold F, but the connection and the cover is there.
Well, especially in the first minute and a half. So some chaos, but they quickly fell back towards the side. Seems like drones weren't truly aware. I mean, they've had some struggles with it before in this matchup so far. But the Lambs from that hatch picking up that triple kill.
It's cautious.
Yeah.
It's cautious from BDS. Two as a Lems creeps up the stairs but gets dropped by Cyber. Cameraman's going wide. He misses the ping and the shots don't connect, but they do for him. And now over the top, the diffuser goes cold. Renshiro is only able to watch. But they've got to do everything in a very short space of time, and they lose it to the player they had the eyes on for such a long time. A 2 versus 2. And Brede is going to keep this locked down and gets the plant off just time to make sure that this is to a T. But it does not have to be, and BDS lose bank, and FaZe.
Point out. Cyber is one of the star players of FaZe. They said it themselves as well in their intro video when we just got going.
To scream his way to Fireplace. A trade happens towards the top there, and it's Renshiro with a very important double kill. The clarity and the confidence they thought they did, and there is one more. Renshiro on the top floor shows up huge, a spray over the top, gets
fights. Just a couple of them, which they could have locked out, would have been resulting.
Down in the box with Renshiro and Shaiko now both underneath. The site has entirely generally
another kill. Renshiro taking the fight through the hatch, but gets shot in the back by cameraman, and it's only up to Brede back. And as soon as that laser gate deactivates, they know where he will be coming from. They know anyway.
And Renshiro, the man of the round before, but Shaiko bites back. Over the split of the connection. They're going to see if they can dabble with it, but slips.
Are in a position right now. All Souls needs to do is go in deep, but he gets picked up by Brede. A huge kill.
He's looking for the connection, but they're looking for Brede, and Brede locks it off, and this is a much tighter defensive gun than before.
Too much to BDS in the playoff strat, but on the side of Chalet, so there's little to prepare for.
That's it. The games that they did sort of play. They were quite quick, and they were often led with the attacks. It was a 7-2.
Yeah, exactly. So there is not that much that they can get out of.
And it's almost a 4 versus 1 with one more. The spray doesn't connect though. Rafal is able to get it, but they've moved away. They're handing over some territory, and apart from the single player locked in, Souls gets it, and FaZe get even. He is hopped up on the table, waiting and dropping. Gets his double, gets some revenge, and it's a swing round. Doesn't get the connection, but there it is. The diffuser's been dropped, 20 seconds. Now it's a 2 versus nobody. BDS downstairs to try and get this connection. There's Cyber. Pops up from the dug-in corner, gets one, and cameraman. Another fight, more of an extension, one down the stairs. It's Bullet that brings it back round. There's at least one in his commiseration, but we are heading to. He's gonna see if he can get his way in and get that stuck. But Super Astro does a super play and pops it off. Now on Fireplace, the diffuser's cold in the middle of the room. It's a 3 versus 1 once again. Renshiro can't get the connection. Their lenses directly towards the back. There's an entrance, there's a kill, there's an attempt on the plant, and one more kill. Cyber on a triple on the round that matters the most. Shaiko battles back, but it's the spray on the backside. Rafal strikes a 3 versus 1. It's all down to the player. They're going to see if they can stick it one more time. He's down on the ground. He takes the fight. He's looking for the planter. He gets that through the hatch. It is FaZe. A single player hit the boards in the deck at the right time and beat.
the Brazilian team favors quite a lot. Echo is the final defender ban, and as you can see on the top of your screen, that secure that kill, and the grenade should be good. Houghton may evade it, but no, he's not able to crawl away fast enough. First gets him right back up. Rampy still holding down this angle. He finishes off what his teammates had started into Psycho. Are you, Nip? You got to get right in. Skies has the cross, shotgun out. Nitro Cell goes as well, and it connects. A double for his trouble. Diffuser surrendered, and both Nip members miles away.
And that ADS, like I wrote it earlier, already paying off. But Rampy finds the opening kill for SSG. Now that is
right now, if Nip in the next 30 seconds assess, that's where they want to go from. I mean, it doesn't really matter where you're going from if you're just getting picked off one by one, but everybody from Space Station is hitting the deck. And his position has been given away. He's very clutch, but Nip are just so damn good. And they'll take a fair bit of damage to Kamikaze, by the way. There's a kill for Nip, a second follow-up, no. Fultz looks at the ground instead of upwards, so now Kamikaze push. But right now, SSG is eluding them. Bosco wins his engagement. It's all on Julio in the midst of the site with 1 second left. And the game of keep away will give 3 rounds. Oh, you saw him. You know you need to re-engage. There you go. Julio cut off a wire, posted back up on the bomb site. Need Pino for Overwatch. Doing damage to Hot and Cold, but Space Station... My kitchen, but is that something that Space Station has any idea of? Diffuser dropped. Hot and Cold now, all on his own as Rampy's been dropped and secured, and the very first defense from a Nitro Cell. SSG are running headfirst into the brick wall that is Ninjas in Pajamas right now, and that wall has a Brazilian flag painted all over it. An impactless kill from Fultz, but a very impactful one from Kamikaze means seems to be paying dividends. Fultz walks right in the middle of the site, and that was that intel that we said on the Jaeger. Kamikaze will deny a flawless, but 4 more kills separate him and his team from match point. Still waiting as Skies wanders up. Bosco drops the dominoes for Space Station wobbly, and there they start to go as it Skies in a 1v3. Nowhere near enough damage, nowhere near enough time, and he gets shut down by Psycho at the last second. Nip are successful here on Coastline. While we talked about all of this very conveniently, the operator ban phase concluded. Lion and Thatch.
Hot and Cold still this stage. Vertical still in hand. Skies goes in. Flash comes out. Vaults over this. Gets shut down. But the trade from Fultz is nice.
They go on to Drone. And by Drone, I mean Clone. It's tossed out from Fultz. He's still in a very strong position. 3 kills to get it. If Fultz doesn't fall off, no, he's actually going to stick it. But it's Kamikaze to come up at the last.
SSG ended up executing that plan quite wonderfully. They had me worried for a second. I want to talk about them not being on the window repels, and the same moment I said that, Hot and Cold must have heard it because he went straight on it, and that got him 4 kills, and eventually, of course, the flawless round from the side of SSG, and this is what they did. They took Pink, they took Office. Sure, Hot and Cold was out, and Hot and Cold is on site.
They just barrel right in, and Kamikaze greets them, but there's more bodies lined up. They're all going to fall into Pino. Back and forth they go. As the tussling will still continue. They want to take full advantage of this, but Bosco doesn't realize how close Musi is to the door for the time being. He gets caught from lobby, manages to outduel Julio, leaving Musi against him in a 1v1. 30 seconds to go. Diffuser still ticking away, and a nice flick from Fultz. Back and forth they'll go. Soft walls, it's now Kamikaze losing some HP. Psycho down, Bosco will follow, and now the remainder of Kamikaze is gone.
It's just too good. Hot and Cold have to wake his way through and find Swarm. Can he fight the second he can? And all of a sudden it's a 1 versus 1 with 5 seconds left, but no! Pino takes the round
forward. A little bit of HP to help them on this one. Hot and Cold takes out Julio, and Nip are falling right into this trap in lobby set by SSG. Now a grenade in hand, leaving Musi in a 1v3, and SSG will not let the Brazilian opponents go to match point just yet. There's members from Space Station will do to answer this. Julio gets killed by Fultz inside a hookah, but a trade back from the window as Pino had holed up on this position for so long. Kamikaze falls, and these teams are just brutally murdering each other. Pino now in a 1v3. He'll have to walk into the middle of the site. He doesn't see either Hot and Cold nor Bosco.
NIP's lurking about. Speaking of lurking about, Hot and Cold have none and finds 2. That's a triple kill for him in the last. NIP
the entry from Nip, not particularly strong. They get boxed out, and now these 3 rounds in a row about that one. It did not look like it was going to kill him, but guess what? It did. We say 2 things. What is it? Close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades.
Fultz followed up from the hatch up above, and it's just a limited direct take from NIP. They didn't really find anything, the nades didn't go through, and those anchor positions from that Skies are sitting behind the plant, and they were unsuccessful in their attack.
Julio found the exit frag onto False, and of course he found onto Hot and Cold as well, but other than that...
What we saw from Space Station. One's outside, by the way. Bosco's already down. They take an engagement early. Ninjas in pajamas.
Missing 2 nades in the gun 6, which means you have limited utility, but utility doesn't matter because in those rooms that they are, and Moosey Pino doing that roaming work. Rampy takes the gunfight and wins it. That's going to be big for SSG. They need more of these. Round. It is NIP Supreme in a 4 versus 1, but Julio finds the last, and that is the end of the match. NIP